Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something really exciting. The 2026 Ducati Panigale V4R.
Yeah, this looks like a proper beast.
We've got an article here, 2026 Ducati Panigale V4R, the pinnacle of superbike performance. Loads of detail.
Sounds promising.
So our mission today is to really pull apart what makes this bike tick, go beyond just the numbers and understand why it's such a big deal in the superbike world.
Absolutely. It's not just about incremental upgrades, is it? This feels like Ducati is really pushing, likely borrowing heavily from their racing efforts. We should explore how that track tech translates to, well, this machine.
Okay, let's jump right in. The engine, the heart of it, right? A 998cc V4 Desmosedici Stradale R. That name alone, it just screams MotoGP.
It really does.
And the figure, 240 horsepower at 15,500 RPM, and it revs to 16,500. That's kind of insane for a road bike engine, isn't it?
It is staggering. And what's really impressive isn't just hitting that peak number, but engineering an engine that can sustain those kinds of revs reliably in a production bike. That takes some serious engineering.
Like advanced materials, maybe?
Exactly. You're talking lightweight alloys, super precise tolerances, combustion technology pulled straight from their race bikes. It's that direct transfer of knowledge that makes it possible.
The article mentions the exhaust note, too. I bet it sounds incredible, especially near that red line.
Oh, you can imagine that V4 howl.
And the V4 layout itself, it helps keep things compact and light, right? How much does that affect the ride beyond just going fast in a straight line?
Hugely. A lighter engine makes the whole bike feel more responsive. It's not just about acceleration. It's turning, braking. Everything feels sharper. Less mass to wrestle around means it flicks into corners more easily.
Makes sense. Okay, so you've got all this power. How do you control it? The article talks about serious aerodynamics, MotoGP-style carbon winglets. For someone maybe not hitting the track every weekend, how do those actually work?
Right, good question. Think of them like upside-down airplane wings. As air flows over them at speed, they generate downward pressure, downforce, mainly on the front wheel. So when you're braking hard or leaning into a fast corner, that extra pressure keeps the front tire pushed firmly onto the tarmac. More grip, more stability, more confidence. It stops the front feeling light or flighty.
So it's like giving the front tire more bite. And the fairing is part of that too, reducing drag.
Precisely. It's a double act. The winglets push down for grip, and the sleek fairing cuts through the air cleanly. Less resistance means higher speeds, obviously, but it also helps channel air for cooling.
Ah, yeah. Cooling must be critical with that much power.
Absolutely vital. And using carbon fiber for the fairing and wings, it looks great, sure, but it's primarily about saving weight while keeping things strong and stiff. Every gram counts at this level.
The article throws out an estimated top speed over 300 kilometers. Aerodynamics must be absolutely paramount at that kind of speed.
Oh, completely. Even tiny changes in airflow can make a big difference to stability when you're going that fast. It's not just for headline numbers. It's about making the bike feel secure and predictable right up to its limit.
Okay, let's talk about keeping it rubber side down. Suspension and brakes. Öhlins Smart EC 2.0 semi-active suspension. What's the semi-active part mean in practice?
So, unlike traditional suspension where you set it manually, semi-active uses sensors, lots of them, reading lean angle, speed, braking, throttle, all that data.
Okay.
An electronic brain adjusts the damping front and rear constantly, like milliseconds, constantly. So it can be relatively plush one moment, then instantly firm up when you hit the brakes hard or dive into a corner. It's adapting all the time.
Wow, that's clever. Best of both worlds, kind of.
Pretty much. Comfort when you need it, razor-sharp control when you push hard.
And Brembo Stylema brakes. Brembo's already top tier, so what's special about Stylema?
Stylema calipers are Brembo's next step, really. They're lighter, more compact, less unsprung weight, which helps the suspension work even better.
Right, that makes sense.
But crucially, they offer incredible stopping power and, just as importantly, fantastic feel. You can brake really hard, deep into corners, with a lot of confidence because the feedback is so precise. Track ready, straight out of the box.
Okay, so mechanical grip and control are covered. What about the electronics? The article lists cornering ABS, traction control, wheelie control. Sounds like a lot of digital assistance.
It is, and it's vital. With 240 horsepower, these aren't just safety nets, they're performance enhancers. Cornering ABS, for example, lets you brake while leaned over, which is usually a big no-no. Traction control stops the rear spinning up wildly when you get greedy with the throttle, maximizing drive out of corners. Wheelie control keeps the front down under hard acceleration, so you're not wasting effort managing a wheelie. They work together to let you use more of the bike's potential more safely.
And the riding modes, race, track, sport, how do they change things?
Think of them as personality settings. Each mode adjusts the throttle response, the power delivery, and how much the ABS or traction control intervenes.
So race mode is basically everything turned up to 11.
Kinda, yeah. Most direct power, least electronic intervention, really for experts on a track. Sport might be a bit smoother, maybe more safety backup for fast road riding. Track mode likely sits somewhere in between. It lets you tailor the bike instantly.
Plus, it has a lap timer and data logging built in.
Yep, underscores the track focus. You can analyze your laps, see where you're gaining or losing time. Serious track day tool.
Let's talk about the rider's position. Aggressive ergonomics, low bars, high seat, 830 millimeter, narrow tank. Sounds intense.
It's definitely track focused.
Well-
That position forces you forward, weighting the front wheel, giving you maximum leverage over the bars for quick direction changes. You grip the narrow tank with your knees for stability.
So great for control at speed, but maybe not for a long Sunday cruise.
Exactly. Comfort is secondary, control is primary. It's designed for function on the track.
The article also mentions the aluminum monocoque frame. What's the benefit of that design?
Stiffness and lightweight are the big goals there. The engine itself often becomes part of the frame's structure. This rigidity means very direct feedback, precise handling. You feel really connected to what the tires are doing. Again, contributes to that agility we talked about.
Okay, context time. How does this V4R compare to rivals? The article pits it against the BMW M1000RR and Aprilia RSV4 factory.
Right, the comparison table is interesting. The Ducati clearly wins on peak horsepower. That 240 figure stands out against the BMW's 212 and Aprilia's 217.
But the BMW has slightly more torque and a higher claimed top speed.
Marginally, yes. And weight-wise, they're all incredibly close, very light machines. It suggests slightly different philosophies, maybe. Ducati pushing hard on power and aero.
While BMW perhaps focuses a bit more on that absolute top-end speed.
Could be. And the Aprilia V4 is often praised for its strong mid-range punch. So they're all targeting the peak of performance, but maybe with slightly different emphasis. It comes down to what specific characteristic you value most.
And the price. Estimated $45,000. That's quite an investment. How's that justified?
Well, the article frames it as paying for the absolute cutting edge. That MotoGP-derived engine, the Öhlins semi-active stuff, Brembo Stanley, all that carbon fiber, the advanced electronics. It's the cost of entry for that level of technology and track potential. It's positioned as the ultimate expression of Ducati's Superbike know-how.
It's more than just speed, then. The article mentions the design, the feel, that MotoGP look, the carbon fiber everywhere. It's about the whole package.
Absolutely. The design is function. Those winglets, the fairing shape, even the riding position, it all serves the performance goal. But it also creates a certain aesthetic, a certain feeling. The combination of lightweight handling, stability from the aero and chassis, and the smooth, controlled suspension aims for a very confidence-inspiring, visceral experience on track.
Okay, let's quickly run through the FAQs mentioned in the piece just to nail down the key takeaways. Price, around $45,000. Power, 240 HP.
Yep.
Compared to the BMW M1000RR, V4R has more power, BMW slightly more torque top speed, and the V4R costs more. Street legal, yes, but definitely track focused. Suspension, Öhlins Smart EC 2.0 semi-active.
Got it.
Key electronics, cornering ABS, traction control, wheelie control riding modes. Fuel tank, 16 liters. Suitable for amateur racing. Definitely.
That sums it up well. It covers the main questions you'd have if you were seriously considering this kind of machine. It's built for the track, but you can put plates on it.
So wrapping up our deep dive, the 2026 Ducati Panigale V4R really does seem to live up to that pinnacle of performance title. You've got the MotoGP engine connection, the advanced aero, premium components everywhere, and a very sophisticated electronic suite managing it all.
It's an impressive package. Unapologetically track bias, showcasing what Ducati can do when they really go for it. It's clearly pushing the boundaries for production superbikes.
It really is. Which brings us to a final thought for you. With bikes like this V4R blending raw power, smart electronics, and advanced aerodynamics so effectively, what's the next big leap? Are we going to see maybe radically different engines, even smarter AI integration for rider assistance? Or maybe something completely unexpected that changes how we think about motorcycle performance?
That's a great question. The integration is already so deep. Maybe further blurring the lines between rider input and machine response? Or perhaps radical weight-saving materials. It's exciting to think about where it goes next.
Definitely something to ponder. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.